Can everybody hear me okay? If there's anybody there, let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Hey, welcome King Corn. How have you been? Awesome. I'm trialing a new bit of live streaming software out at the same time as hopefully no green screen of death today. Hey, the Hollow King, Red Knight, and Glitcher. Cool. Give it a minute or two, see if anybody else shows up, and then we will draw something. Just got to figure out what we're going to draw tonight. Hey, Minecraft. So, do we have any suggestions what you guys want to see drawn tonight? Should we do a narrator? Should we do some kind of creature? Or should we make a poll and see what we come up with? A knight? Maybe. Hey Circuit, how are you? A Transformers knight. Ooh. Interesting. I've not drawn a Transformer in a while, so that could be very interesting. A Skyrim character. Okay. For One Piece Demons. I'm good. I've just got back in, literally. Had to go in the office for work today, and then did martial arts for a couple hours, and now I've come back to do a live stream, so a busy Monday for me. King Corn, I would need a whole video to do that rather than the live stream, but yeah. I might do that just for a laugh in an episode at some point. Sometimes the goofy ideas are good. Okay, so we've got draw. So I can only do 4 options, so we got a knight, a demon. Hey Galahound. Skyrim. Circuit, that does sound very cool, but the last live stream we actually got successfully was a Star Wars character, so maybe something different, and on the next one we can do that. Although Stormtroopers are clones as knights could be an interesting episode. That could be a good video suggestion actually on that one. So what should we draw? We've got a knight, a demon, Skyrim, or a narrator. If I do a knight, do it red. We'll probably have some red elements in there if I do a knight, but I will probably add some other colours in there as well just to make it stand out. But let's see. Do a knight. Okay, well I'll post the poll for what we're going to do. I've got 4 options, and we'll give it a couple minutes to see what happens, and then we can take it from there. In the meantime, I'm going to start doing some rough drawings or just poses or just warming up, just to make sure we got no green screen. At the moment it's looking good. My Hero Academia Knight hero. Oh, that's tempting. We could have fun with that. Well, if Knight wins, which it looks like it is, I will then put a second poll up to see if we do well, to see what type of Knight we do. But I do like the idea of kind of Hero Knight. But let's just start doing a bit of drawing and see what happens. I have to say I'm saying a lot. I have to say, I've got a new setup. So as I look at the screen, I can see my setup, I can see the chat from you guys, and I can see any activity that happens, which is quite cool. Why not draw Demonica Darkstorm? That's like a narrator and a demon in one. It is, and I will definitely draw the narrators at some point. But if a knight wins this, I don't know what's winning the poll at the moment. It's shifting. I'll check it in a bit. Whichever one wins it, we will draw. If it's a narrator, we've got a second poll. We've got another poll to go, basically, before we start anything proper. Hey, Koifish, how's it going? Oh, that's an interesting idea, Glitcher. Minecraft Knight. I did almost say a Minecraft Knight when I read Minecraft Transformers one, but we shall see what's happening. How's the poll doing at the moment? A knight and a demon are tied. If we get a tie, I will do something like combine the two. So if we have a knight and a demon in a couple minutes that are kind of combined in that, then definitely probably end up with a demon knight of some description. The chivalrous hero in chrome armor. Hey, Uniform Banjo. Oh, barbecue, that sounds really nice. Maybe we're going to make it, maybe we should give the knight a kebab or something on his sword. His own type of barbecue or something, if we do that. Sorry, just food. You can't blame me. Food's food. What do you guys think of the kind of the new live stream layout that I'm trialing at the moment? May as well get your guys' feedback. What do you think? I've got a bit more room for me, as I'm waving the pen about, a bit more room for me on the camera and the background, and then I've kind of got a bit of a bit of the artwork, and then a nice retail space for what we're doing. Cool, thanks, Uniform Banjo. I have to thank Koifish for helping me set the stream up earlier on today with some technical things just to make life a bit easier, so I do appreciate that. I'll give you a shout out for that one. Saved me a bit of research, and so far so good. A demonic knight. Okay, it looks like we're going to do a demonic knight. I'm going to end the poll. And yeah, a demonic knight. So I guess we'll start with the demonic knight. So I guess I need to figure out a pose, don't I? Tell you what weapon should the knight have? Or should it have a shield? It could be controlled by one of the redraw characters. Oh, it could be. Maybe it could be a member of Loki's cult. We could tie this all in. That could be quite interesting. Maybe this demonic knight is a hey, how about your Mech D&D sequel you use a Trask and a holder? Potentially. I will be doing a Mech D&D sequel, and I am looking for ideas of monsters to do for that, because I purchased a Monsterology volume. I'm not sure which one it is, but it had the Shuzuva. I can't pronounce it now, I'm not Nexon. The Shuzuva monster in it, and a few others which I want to turn into armors as well. But any more on the list that aren't on there, I'm more than happy to have. Make it part of the cult. Yes. I knew you guys would want something to do with Loki or Fat Blind Cat, because as I can see from the Discord, he's got quite a following in the running at the moment. A Demon Knight sounds like my OC Red Knight and a cool dragon sword. Oh, yes. Circuit, I got a message held for a review. It looks like a cat ran over the did a cat run over or something the keyboard? The Red Knight pawn that's the demon names. Oh, interesting. Right, let's do a couple warm-up sketches, so I'm not just talking the whole time, and we can get a couple poses going. So I do quite like using the pencil bit in that and kind of working it in to have this nice effect. I will be looking to get Autodesk or Sketchbook, sorry, working a bit better in future, so I will be looking to get that going. Red Knight is now a king with an army. Give him a serrated sword soaked with blood. You guys like the blood and gore. I tell you what, we're going to love Halloween. I've got a few nice things lined up for that one, and I'm going to have fun with a couple of adventures coming up on the channel with the narrators. Since we all met them in the last episode, then I thought we might have we can have some random pairings off with them, so it's not just always Ehrenfold and Nexum going out on adventures now. We could probably add a few in there, as well as a few twists coming up by the end of the month. But no spoilers, you won't get that out of me. But I've got something fun lined up at the end of the month, along with the redraw that's happening. We're trying to get dust out of my keyboard and accidentally spammed almost everything I hit. Oh, I know that feeling. Welcome, Cenis Dracosaurus. I'll tell you what, did anybody watch Popcross's last video? Not the one today, the one on Friday, with his dragon swords. I thought that was an absolutely brilliant idea, and I wish I'd come up with it first, because that was genius. A battle axe for a weapon. I'll tell you what, we'll figure out the weapon in a minute, but he will have to, the demon will have to have something, so definitely going to have some horn or something on them, which should be quite cool. And we'll have that put in there. I do need to clear this and just think of a pose for a knight. I'll tell you what, I'm going to look up a reference a minute for some art poses we can use, because as every good artist knows, there is no harm in actually having a reference to use, as long as you don't steal it completely. So it would be quite fun. I do have on my Pinterest a private, if I can get into it, probably can't, never know. Well, that's fine, I'll just do a search. Will it let me continue as me? Oh, it's logged me in. Ah, awesome. That was the right account. Sorry, I've got like 2 Pinterest accounts. He has posted a video, by the way. Yes, he has, Glitcher. He's posted anime character fusions, basically taking super like Dragon Ball and Luffy and Fairy Tail and fusing them with like DC counterparts of other films, which I will watch after the stream. It looks awesome. There you go, for dude. You'll be happy to know we've mentioned Loki and the cult already on the live stream, so you're getting your quota in. Go for dude. We're going to be doing a demon knight, so it may end up being something that could possibly join in. Oh wait. No, 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 no. I'm not having this. I'm not having this. You were working fine a minute ago. I am not having this. Thank you. Behave. I have a backup plan. If this fails, we're doing a Q&A or something, and you can ask me questions about stuff, but I will get this working. Yes, I know it's back, but let's start, and let's hopefully I've just knocked the cable or something instead. So we are looking for poses for a knight, so kind of want decent pose. Right. This was working fine earlier on a test, which is a little bit frustrating. Hey Ravenhack, I'm going to continue and we're going to see what happens, because hopefully it's just a case of it's a funny 5 minutes. Circuit, they are all properly plugged in, they are on charge, I've made sure everything's in, the USB cable for the iPad's in, I might try another cable in a minute. In fact, I'm going to try another cable a second. Give me 2 seconds, see if it's any better. Or swap the ends around on this, because it was working earlier. So give me 1 minute to get the cable. Technically speaking, this is the official iPad cable I got with it, but sometimes I find it a little short, so I will... Is that going to pick it up? Let's see how this goes. I have tried thinking about a fusion video. I have got a few ideas lined up for a fusion video. It is just more a case of sorting one out at some point. Right, so let's find a pose that we can use for this demonic knight to start with. If I start drawing, hopefully it'll happen nicely, and we'll get past the green screen of death parts. So let's just check some. You know what? I think maybe it is the actual laptop heating up that's the problem. What do you think of the animated spin-off series like Star Wars, Visions, and The Boys? Though I feel a bit of an that. A spin-off series would be quite interesting to see. That I will not lie. Not sure what happened with that, but we'll take it from there. I do know that annoyingly, sorry, going back to the technical bit, annoyingly, it was working fine in my workplace. It was working fine on here earlier. It was working, not a problem. I did a trial run of it. I'll see if that's any better. And we will see if we can persevere, because I did a trial run earlier and it was working perfectly fine without any issues at all, or a green screen for about a good hour. So unless I use that up, is the cable the same as the last stream? Because if that's, it's probably a problem. It's a brand new cable since the last stream, so I'm hoping it's not something to do with the iPad or the work laptop, to be honest, but because I'm using that to stream. But yes, I will show it who's boss. I'm the boss. Work. I've had enough of this. Right. What have we got? It's back. Yes, it is good back. Who will win a battle in a demon knight or a necromancer? It depends on the demon knight's abilities, really, because as all things, I guess it depends on both of them. I'll tell you what, I know what we're going to do. Pose for a knight. I quite like the pose I had old Endoran in on the one with the sword, which is quite a nice pose, but I think what I'm going to do is have it slightly different this time. And the concept behind this is just to have... I'm putting a sword in, but it may change weapon. I'm just blocking something in at the moment on a rough sketch in terms of space area. Just something to get a rough idea for the handle bit. In fact, we didn't actually ask this. Hey Alpha Dragon, Justin does Dempsey as anime would be cool. What, an anime version of me? That would be awesome. And to be honest, what if this demon knight had a katana? Ooh. Maybe we should give it multiple weapons. It could be a weapon master, kind of like a Ronin traveling somewhere. That's not a bad idea. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's kind of a. The question I was going to ask: is this demon knight male or female? So put 1 for male, 2 for female in the chat. Galahound 19, I would say Stranger Things definitely should have an anime spin-off. That would be amazing. But I also think if it's a live action one, I would like to see something like a Pirates of the Caribbean anime spin-off with Johnny Depp voicing himself. I think you could have so much fun with that. Austin Blake, thank you for subscribing. And if you're in the chat, welcome to the channel. I do like that notification. Anybody else like the Derpy Dinosaur? It's rather cool and I quite like it. And hopefully you guys saw it fine in the top corner above my head. He's kind of jumping on my head when he does the notifications, which is quite cool. So 2 2 1 1 2 2 2. I forgot which way around I said it, to be honest. I'll tell you what, type M in the chat for male, F in the chat for female, and I'll know it better, because I got lost for having a subscriber notification pop up the first one. I got a bit overexcited, and I'm afraid I forgot which way round I put them. So whichever one wins out of those, we'll do, and we'll see how it goes. So 1 2 3 4. It may end up being female at this rate, which is quite cool. I may have to change the pose slightly then if it's going to be female, unless I don't know. I'll think of it. I'll just do the rough body proportions in now for a kind of a pose, because females tend to be slender, including the demons. Oh, I'll tell you what, if it's going to be female, I need to clear this and start again, because I think what we need to do is make this much more... You guys see what I'm doing? Make this much more slenderish. So we need to... Ironically, there's not much difference in drawing a female to male figure, except for it's just slimmer waist for the more alluring style ones, and slimmer muscles, really. Red Knight, you are right, and I'm not going to say it myself because I don't want to jinx it, but woohoo! An Alpha Dragon. Hey, Venomized Toothless. Alright, good, no green screen of death. We've had a little instance of it, but at the moment it's doing well, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll last. Okay, we're going to do a female one then, so I will continue with this female character's design. I'm not sure on the arm pose yet. The one thing I like about digital drawing, other than the undo button, is the ability to take what we've kind of got and shrink it down to move it where we want it to go. I know I had a pose a minute ago, but I've got to kind of draw the rough proportions in for a body, as it were. Do I want to... is that dynamic enough? Okay, let's just continue with this for now, see what we get. Go for that long standing dynamic type pose. This is a very rough base sketch to see if we like the pose, and we'll change it in a bit. I might do that in a bit when we get onto the armor stuff. Alpha Dragon, it's not a bad idea. We will need to figure out some armor for this one and some demonic features. King Corn, I'll see you in a little bit. Ooh, purple. I like that idea. I might incorporate that somehow. Hey Stephen, how are you doing? Make her pretty looking and pretty cool looking. That's the plan, Galahound. Make her look quite cool. I haven't decided on how the horns are going to look yet. I will put them in a minute. I'm still working on a base pose. And I know my proportions are all out on this, but we will fix them in a bit. I just want to get a base idea for this demonic character in. So I've got some kind of humanoid pose, but as the fun continues, I can always, as you can see, I can tweak the proportions to look a bit more nicer, as it were. Oh, what did you guys think of the narrators meeting themselves? I say themselves, meeting each other in the welcome to the enter the Splatfirst video that I did last Friday. Just wondering if anybody's got any feedback on that one, to just while I've got you all here, to see how it came about, or see if you enjoyed it. Yes, it was, Stephen. That was that infamous day yesterday. Dual sword with it, maybe? Cool, Justin. I'm glad you liked the narrators when they met each other, and that was quite cool. Alpha Dragon. Yeah, I for the narrators and that, I've been asked if what type of demonic it is, and I haven't actually given any details out. I'm not going to give it away, but they did ask if she was a succubus, and because they thought the interaction was a bit weird, which I thought was rather fun. But I'm not going to divulge anything on her story yet, because I've got a few things of where it's going to go and a few interesting bits lined up. But keep an eye on her interactions with Nexums, all I'm going to say. Dragon armor or plate armor? Yes, Alpha Dragon. It's very hard for me to do a female voice, and I got into the habit of doing Dino Claw for the first one, and unfortunately they sound quite similar, but I kind of like them sounding a bit similar for now. I think her voice will alter over time, but I think that type of way of speaking might suit lecturers and that in the Department of Multiversal Matters. Right, let's put that to one side. Let's look on another pose. I'm glad you like them, Stephen. I had a lot of fun working out the personalities for the interaction of them. If any of you aren't on the Discord, it took me about 2 weeks to write the script for that video. And then I had Circuit telling me that I've got 2 days to do it or I'm fired, which was quite interesting. And it was quite fun. But I do plan more interactions with them, and I've got ideas for their personalities and how they can clash and interact a bit more, which is quite cool. Possibly, Justin. I'm not giving anything away, but I do like your trailer thought there. I will say with each narrator there is there's going to be a bit of development and something about them that's not obvious that we'll learn over time, but I've only got that for one person narrowed down. Galahound, that is a very interesting question. You've put, hey, I am an artist, I love my work, but I'm struggling with the business side. How do I advertise and sell my work? So that is actually dependent on what type of art you're doing. Advertising is just get your art out there as much as possible, and if you can do it free, that's even better. You can put it on like obviously like a Facebook social media page or an Instagram and start sharing that with your friends and family and get that building up and shared that way. From the business side, you would probably want to, depending on if you're doing what type of art you're doing, because you might be doing more logos and graphics, you'll turn them into services and you'd offer them out with examples of your work and have a portfolio. Either way, you kind of need a portfolio of what you're doing. For me, YouTube kind of is my portfolio now, in a sense, for my artwork and that. But at the same time, it's something all artists struggle with. I mean, you could start offering your art services on something like Fiverr, just to get a feel, so you can see if you get any jobs coming in that. But I guess it depends on what art you're doing and what your end goal is more than anything else. If you can, and there are restrictions depending on your age on this, if you can get to stuff like Comic Cons and get a table to sell your art, or if someone you know is going along and doing one and you can join along and do your art on a bit of their table, that would be a good way to get your name out there. I know I started with some Comic Cons and eventually built it up a bit, but it's kind of hit and miss. It's very difficult to do the business side without knowing a bit more of it, if that makes sense. Generally, you just plug yourself until somebody likes your art, be polite and professional, and work out your prices you feel are right. But every artist, even myself, will start off with less value for what their artwork's actually worth. It'll take a while to build up the confidence to put it at the price it should be worth, but just give it a go and see how it goes. Alpha Dragon, what's the armor Nexum would wear in a battle of Benny Sharp? That depends on what armor Benny Sharp's wearing. And Nexum does have a, as you might have picked up, Nexum's kind of a little bit traumatized that Benny got the upper hand. But I also have to say that I have been a little bit mean with Nexum and the Benny thing, quite a fair bit. So I think what I'm going to do, in fact, can I turn this a little bit more so I'm a bit more square on? That's nicer. I'm going to the side a little bit. I'm trying to just, I don't want to lose the connection, but I'm trying to just balance this out a bit more. So basically, I've been a bit mean with Nexum, with everybody playing pranks on him about Benny Sharp and his complex. So he doesn't, as somebody put in the comments, they thought he kind of hates Sharp. He doesn't. He's just very competitive. Would Nexum find out about Benny's weakness? Maybe over time, but that also depends if we find out about Benny's weakness. Benny doesn't have many weaknesses. He might have a few, but yeah, it's kind of one of those ones where I'm not sure if Benny has many weaknesses other than his confidence. But then again, Nexum's got a few weaknesses that I haven't put in there yet. Obviously, Benny Sharp seems to be one of them currently, but yeah, Nexum's going to have some personal growth soon, and I'm also going to develop some more stuff on the channel. It's quite good. Koifish Gaming, Dempsey pulling out his inner woman. Yes, I pulled out my inner woman to flirt with myself on camera and then tell myself to stop flirting with myself in different voices. They say a fine line between madness and creative genius, and if you're doing lore and stories, I think it pretty much is that, but it is good fun. If Benny used the one in the Beast World, I think Nexum would have a similar type of armor from Ehrenfold's Beast World. I think they are quite similar. I like the fact they're quite similar minded in terms of armor and mechs and stuff and that, and thinking they're the best. So I wouldn't be surprised if they would build stuff along similar themes, which would be quite interesting and quite cool. But at the same time, I guess it just depends on what we think's going to be, what he thinks is going to be best. I would probably think that they'd be a stalemate though. So if Nexum's got a beast one, if Benny's got a beast one, Nexum would probably have one based on Ehrenfold that's a beast hunter, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be stronger, but it would have a few advantages and disadvantages. Will Nexum team up with a gopher against Benny? Justin, I think Nexum would team up with something else against the gopher and then lure Benny into a false sense of security and go for Benny. However, what that is and what happens, I have no clue yet. I would like a little side story like that in one of my kind of episodes. I'd like to build that up, but I do also like the fact I've got kind of got my own slightly different twist on the narrators to pop across. I do love having similar ones, and I think because our topics are similar, we'll have similar narrators. But I also think that it's going to be a case of some of my narrators, or some future narrators, shall I say, may not interact with the others or something. I haven't quite gotten as far as that. I have 2 more narrators in mind, not spoiling what they're for. They'll just suddenly appear out of nowhere. But I do have 2 narrators in mind for future episodes and a future series. Once I figure out a little bit more about them. But yeah, I think if he teamed up with a gopher, I think the gopher would probably end up with Benny and the gopher. Sorry, Benny and Nexum against the gopher. But yeah, Galahound asked me, how do you keep up with the 8 or 9 drawings a week? I don't sleep much. Is the best way to put it. I write the scripts and I'm trying to batch do them, so I at least have at the moment I've got a script for Friday's video in production, and I've got the community redraw script in production for the outline and the concept. I've also got the I've got Monday's video, depending on that poll, in production. I've got an idea in my head for it. But the idea is I tend to try and do a couple of scripts at the same time. Just want to keep that going. And as for the drawings, community redraw images take longer because I want to put a bit more back to you guys. And then, yeah, I think after that it's just a case of working it out to be able to get them to tie in. I basically record as I go along, so like you've got Livestream now, I record it and I speed it up, so what's 2 minutes to you guys is about 2.5 hours to me. I have thought about recording this process with a screen recording rather than just the time-lapse bit on a video, but it also means that means taking more time to... I need to write longer scripts to make them match the length of the new video, if that makes sense. Some weeks it's very stressful, and like today I haven't had a chance to... I put a lot more effort into the redraw work for the work for the last video, and I had a technical issue over the weekend which kind of meant I had to do a live... well, I say had to, I wanted to do a live stream today, and thankfully it's going smoother than the last one. In terms of the green screen, I mentioned it. Do not come back. And yeah, I just focus on it and do them. If I didn't have the technical glitch I had at the weekend, which I put on the update, my editing software decided to unlink all my projects, so I had no templates to do, and I've had to reset that back up. The only benefit is I've worked on a bit of new branding, which you can see on here, and there will be some new branding in the upcoming video. Red Knight. Maybe the Demon Knight and Democracy were were friends or team members. Maybe. I think if we add this one into the story later on as a Demon Knight, I don't know if it's going to speak a language that's quite usable. But if we add this one into the lore and the story, instead of being an actual just one-off character, then I think what we can do is we could have something like that where they kind of know each other. I would like to have maybe a silent demon knight, or it speaks a language that nobody really knows and only Demonica understands them. But that's because I haven't touched on Demonica's abilities and powers yet, so we will be discovering them in kind of a future video. I quite like this pose that we're working on, actually. I think it's quite a nice stance. Just need to... how are we going to have the horns? I'm just penciling some random ideas at the moment. Horns for the head. What do you guys think? Do you like this pose here that we've got? Or do you think we should try a third one just to give us a bit of variety? Justin, I'm loving you in pop cross storytelling with art idea. I can't take the credit for that. I was drawing and having music over it, but as soon as I discovered pop cross doing stories and lore, the more I listened to it and the ideas came to my head, the more I decided I wanted to try it out, and it just grew from there. I've been very conscious of some of the topics I've done and making sure that if they are similar, I don't do the same characters or story. And when I did narrators, even though they're similar genres or types of narrators, I've wanted to put my own spin on them and personality and stuff. And I'm still very thankful that Popcross gave me some did some lines for the Sharp Fuzz and Nexon video and actually let the two characters meet. That was absolutely amazing. So I've got to say thank you to him for that, because that was awesome. But I know I said it in the video, but it was still amazing that he did that. And yeah, I think the narrators, the multiverse can be a vast place for multiple types of narrators that are similar, but I do try to do my own spin, and hopefully I've differentiated it enough so that it's kind of my own, if that makes sense. I know he's got a mech armor, I've got a mech armor, he's got a beast teller, I've got a beast slayer, and I do want to have more characters come into play. I know he's kind of got a fantasy I don't know, is Phasalia kind of a demon? He's got more narrators and characters than me, but yeah, I kind of wanted to try and branch onto other bits that he hasn't gotten into and try and keep things separate, which is quite good. Okay, so we're going for this one, so I'll turn this layer off for now, and we will work with this pose to flesh it out a little bit more and actually add some depth to it. We haven't spoken about demonic features for this one. So this knight, I know it's going to have armor, but and it's got horns, but is it going to have, and it's female, but a tail, wings, I know slim and slender, but you know, is it based on a certain set of features, like a certain creature? Does it have any elemental powers? Chuck some ideas into the chat, and we'll pick some random ones that are quite cool. We can do a random mishmash. Hey Dempsey, I'm just finishing my necromancer that we didn't get from the last video because of the green screen of death. Awesome. I don't know if it was you doing it, Venomized Toothless, or somebody else did it. Who did it? Who submitted it? Was it Alpha Dragon? Did you do it, Alpha Dragon? On the Discord, someone's also submitted one. So on one of the live streams, on one of the videos, I will take the redrawn necromancers and I'll do them in my style on an upcoming video in the future at some point. I don't know exactly when, but I will do it because I think the concepts are really cool, and because we didn't do it on a live stream, we're gonna do it in some way. Owen calls, I'm hoping I'm making a YouTube channel similar to yours and Pop Crush Studios. Yeah, Owen, by all means, go for it. Just do some art, figure out some characters or some story. So, do it the way I started it. Start with some stories of you just explaining the situation and writing about it and doing it, and then eventually add some characters as you go along and get more confidence and built up. But if you want to do some art and if it's and put some lore over it or a story, or make the art into stories and series and that, go for it. Just make the channel, start the videos. You're going to learn at the start and just keep learning and progressing, and don't let anything deter you, and eventually it'll start picking it up. Venomized Toothless, better yet, send it to me via Instagram or Facebook, from the links on the banner in my channel, because I don't have my Gmail account linked on my YouTube. The email account that is there, if you can see it, the illustrations at DempseyJ-illustrations.co.uk, does work, but you don't have either. Okay, if you go on the about on my channel, see if you can see the email address that's on there, because that's valid and I will get that. If not, I will sort something with you out so that I can get a copy of that and make that. You can't sleep, can you? That kind of artistic kid. I see, sneaking on here. That's the point, artistic kid. Did you send somebody a birthday message today, or did you forget? I'm going to put you in it now. I'm winding him up, by the way. For those that don't know, and those that do, that kind of artistic kid is the one that's going to be sacrificed to the Fat Blind Cat or Loki at some point. If you went on the last live stream, just jump onto the Trandoshan one. I think it's the last live stream, the Venomizing in part 2. And yep. No, it was today. And please put lady at the start, because now she's got a title. I know, but I know. Don't worry, just message now and thingy. But yeah, it's today. At some point very soon. The Demon Knight will save that artistic kid, but gives up halfway. Interesting. Right. So I'm going to draw some horns in, and we're going to see what style of horn we have. Do we want them... Right, do we want the horns to curve back in on themselves, kind of like that, on the head? Do we want them to be horns that come out a little bit, just little horns, because she's female? Do you want them to just have a little bit of a wave, almost like a dragon in a sense? 1, 2, or 3? Steven says, I wonder if you'll be trying a fight between that Fine by Cat and some of the SCPs. That's an interesting idea, Stephen. I do know that the Fat Blind Cat, I'm not sure if Go Dude's still here, so if he rewatches this, small spoiler, the Loki will be making an appearance in a future video, because we need to find out how that attack went against his cult. However, I am not going to say any more than that. It's just an obvious fact. But I've got a few things lined up. And, yeah, I've also got... I'm not sure about an SCP narrator yet, but I've got a narrator planned for one of my other series. I have toyed with the idea on Discord with possible narrators to come. But, yeah, we need to get Go for Dude in on this. Alpha Dragon, Go for Dude's gonna just take over the Discord at some point. He's just hijacking it. In fact, Loki's taking over the Discord at the moment. Okay, so if we're going for 2, I will do the design for number 2, which is kind of that demonic shape. Anybody on the Discord that Loki has kind of Loki, Go for Dude has kind of hijacked the Discord, promoting that that Blind Cat, which is, I don't mind. It is fun. It's all good fun. But yeah, I expect there's at least a post a day about it, which is quite fun. He's dedicated, very, very dedicated. It is my server still. I'm still the one that owns it and has control over it, that kind of artistic kid. So, I'm not worried about that. I still have full control over it. Just, yeah. Right, so we need to do this demon's eyes. Let's create some nice eyes for the demon. Because I think the request was to be a nice looking demon with features, so I want to that move tool is such a helpful tool. I want to just do a few rough bits on this because we're going to try and sort this out to be nice and useful. This may end up being a 2-part stream, just for you guys to know, like we did with the Trando Shan, and if that is the case, I will do another stream very soon. That looks a bit large. She got a derpy eye, which will be which I want to do. I will just see how long this stream goes for. Go for dude, welcome back. Hang on, have I got a mutiny going on with the server? Have I actually got a genuine mutiny going on here? Because I've got a for now Dempsey for now, and I know you're referring to Loki taking over Discord. You guys are gonna be trouble, aren't you? Around the eye. Cool, thanks Venomized Toothless. I will have a look at that later, and then at some point I'll definitely put that into a video for it. I'll write a story. Maybe I'll have the two in a pose fighting each other or something, or just do 2 variations from slightly different universes, which would be quite cool. Right, so that's that point. Long hair or short hair? If she's got a scar, I think we need to make it quite a... Do you know, this is starting to look more like one of those World of Warcraft characters. Is it the Draenei or whatever it is? I can't pronounce how to say it. I can spell it, I can't pronounce it. You know, the race that's kind of like paladins and that in Exodar, if anybody's played World of Warcraft. If you haven't, you won't have a clue what I'm on about, but starting to get that vibe. Haha, since I granted powers of a mod. Nice. A circlet. Okay, I'm going to show my lack of it because I've got short hair. Could somebody describe what a circlet of hair is? Do you mean like rings in it, like wavy bits in the hair, or a bit that's wavy, or do you mean like a certain way of it being done? A fade cut basically means it starts off like short and gets longer, so it kind of blends in. Let's make these features a little bit more slender. I'm trying to do just a basic shape to get the lips. She can smirk. She's gonna slay someone soon. She's got a little smirk. A circlet is kind of an occlusive for the hair. I will have to Google that. I bet I'll know it when I see it. That would be an awesome crossover battle. The Robot Masters from the Mega Man franchise. Are you on about like Cutman, Iceman, and all that lot going against the Transformers? Look up Ernie's for D&D. I will, Alpha Dragon. Send it to me. Send those monsters to me on the on the Discord as a message, and I will remember it. Wait, when did Loki start killing all in the stream? Ben Tennis Transformers is actually one that's on my list, Justin. All my Transformer videos tend to be in the Multiverse story arc at the moment, so I'm looking to do something else. Right, so long hair, so we want to have it coming. I don't want the long hair. So I'm just going to draw some long hair, and then I'll look up circle it a bit later after we've got the general bits in, and we'll see what we can do. Go for dude. You do not have permission to sacrifice him to Loki. You haven't even finished your election between Simba and Loki yet to see what's going on. Awesome, Fenris Toothless. I will get that come through probably to my phone, and I will check that out later. Oh, that'd be quite interesting, Stephen. Some of those old classics. I do like the sound of that. Alpha Dragon. I'm protected by the next armor that you made me. Don't bring the narrators into it. Not yet, anyway. You start your own mini story, and I won't be able to add them later on. Okay, that's fine, because that's over there. I do believe that one's kind of in there. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I'm building these characters with you guys. It takes a bit longer to do the overall design, but at the same time it is a lot more fun doing these live streams and coming up with a character together. I do enjoy them, especially like the Venomized Trandoshan we did last time. That was quite an awesome fun video project over those 2 live streams, so I'm really enjoying like you guys A, doing support, and B, taking part, and we make something together. Also helps me know what you guys like, so in future videos I can kind of gauge what you guys are after. What if the demon speaks Latin but it's all backwards? All I have to say on that, Justin, is if you can speak Latin backwards, I'll let you be the voice of the demon, because there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. I have a hard enough time trying to, well, let's just say I have a hard enough time doing the voices of my characters and differentiating them in English, let alone anything else. So it is a bit of a interesting one, that. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's see if I can move this on here about green screen of death, and then I can look up and I can be a little bit more with you guys. Has she got pointy ears or non-pointy ears, and has she got any type of earrings? Do we want her to have some jewelry on it? Pig Latin. Oh, I think maybe we should just make up a language for the demon. You know, we'll just randomly make a language up. Just, you know, just, I don't know. Maybe we could have whispers or something like a. It sounds like parcel tongue from Harry Potter, doesn't it? But yeah. Pointy ears with connected with chain earring from the lobe to the top bit. Okay, but that means I kind of know what you mean. Let's put it on this side. I'll see how that idea goes. Because we'd have to have one ear kind of. So you've got that with a chain that goes like that in theory to the ear. but the ear might have to be a bit more pointy. And then she's got that there, but she would have to have a wisp. This kind of... What do people think about that for the... And then we've got obviously the whisper hair down here, but we've got kind of the neck bit. Right eye, which right eye? Number 2 or number 1? I'm supposing you mean that one. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll just cheat then. The only thing that I can do cheating wise on it is that better? Although it probably needs to come up a slight bit. Don't base it on what's behind it, by the way. That's just a rough line. If I take that out, it probably looks a lot better than what it currently is. If that makes sense. Ah, the Loki from Norse mythology is an awesome Loki. God of Mischief. Unfortunately, I think Gopher Dude deserves the title God of Mischief at the moment. Okay, so we've got some long hair here. Got the horns here. Do we want any demonic symbols on her head? Like markings, like... I don't know, some... Because she's a demon. Let's see how some markings work. I will probably tweak this character up a little bit as we kind of develop her design. Oh, the pose is quite cool for her. Just need to get the hair. Sorry, my voice. Need a drink. Where did I put my drink? Over there. 2 seconds, just need to get a drink. This is where I come back and get a green screen, yeah? Much better. So I need to think of the hair and how it interacts. Armours. So I kind of think she should have an arm a bit like this around the neck. We're going on armours because she's been a demon, but we want her to look quite attractive. We don't want to take away from the facial features, so we want to have some form of armour here. I guess if you want to make it kind of alluring, shall we say. Yes, well, that kind of artistic kid. We have had the green screen already and we fixed it so far and it's going well. Touch wood. Thanks, Koi-Fish. I'm having fun with this one so far. I'm just obviously trying to figure out the dynamics of it all a little bit better. Oh, shoulder blades. Are we having some kind of like dragon head, demon head or something as a part of one of the shoulder blades? What do you guys think? Would you like that? Could be quite interesting to find out how that goes down, how that works. I know they are seductive for no good reason. This one is kind of... She's supposed to be good looking, but at the same time, she's not got any succubus powers, and she's not an incubi or seductive for no good reason. I guess she just looks pretty because she's a bodyguard of Loki and she's not seen much battle. Oh, it's more of an anime style demon, whichever one. But yeah, I'm trying to avoid doing too many super seductive female characters, but unfortunately they are also the easiest to draw. Ram horns, dragon head. Yeah, she's got the armor. It's just a female armor, just so she can move and breathe a bit more. It's probably the design, but this one's not actually designed as a succubus or anything like that. It's just a female demon knight. I mean, I could make it like a solid breastplate with something covering it, but we might change that in a bit. We'll see. Sending someone on the Discord. Let's have a look. So. Let's see how things are going. So what, give me a second and I will load that up and have a look. I have a minute. Oh. Did he drive? We did. We've lost the graphic. Hopefully that'll come back soon. Just give me a second to small technical thing right now. I will sort that a second. Just let me relink my graphic and then it will come back onto the page. Hopefully I've not frozen for everybody. It should still be working fine. Cool. I got the graphic back. Was everything still working for everybody while I just did that? Hopefully it was, and it's all cool. Cool. Awesome. So that's progressing, and just want to jump into drawing. Cool. How's the stream going for you guys? Is it quite smooth, or is it buffering a bit, or is it a bit of both? Just want to check how that's going, because YouTube apparently doesn't have enough for smooth streams. There may be buffering, but I think it's probably working fine. So hopefully it's working fine for you guys. General. I'm assuming you put it in general. Oh, nice. Although quite complex, but they are quite cool. Okay, I got an idea from that. Won't reference it as such, but I got an idea from that, so I'll give that a go. Something to it. Cool, as long as it's good quality, then that's awesome. Right, so for this one, let's just block out a form of dragon head or serpent star head on this. We kind of want to have this work with Kind of. How's the angle of this going to work? You know, I just realised how her arms are going to cause an issue with drawing these. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how it comes out. Oh no 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 no. Oh no you don't. Oh no you don't. I'm not having that. Come on. Green screen. Stop. Everything come back. No more green screen. We've had this conversation. Stop it and behave. Do I have any advice for an alcohol marker, Alpha Dragon? I do. Build it up in layers. Start with the lightest colour first. And work on that. But I would say also, check out Studio AP. If you're using alcohol markers, similar to Copics, it is perhaps the best one to use. And why have I got the green screen all of a sudden? Is this because I've got... Let me test the theory a minute, guys. Yeah, I know, I jinxed it. It's back, but we will sort it and we will get this working again. Right, let's continue and hopefully it won't come back. Yeah, no, so as I was saying, check out Studio AP. He's got, or they, have an amazing channel with Copic markers. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. They also have tutorials on doing skin and stuff, and you'll see the colors used, but you'll see how they don't do the techniques to like build up gradients and stuff with them. So the best tips I can give you are always try the color on the same type of paper you're using, but have a spare sheet to one side. Don't put too much ink on at one time or it'll stick to your desk unless you've got something underneath it. I know that from experience, so so just warning on that. And then it's a case of just working it out after that for the other bits that you want. But yeah, it's just try and experiment. I will be doing more Copic stuff at some point. I have stopped it for a while, but that's because I need to get refills and resupply. And the cost of everything at the moment's gone through the roof, so digital's a bit easier. It's not really an excuse as such, but it's kind of where that sits at the moment. Right, let's just take that off so I can see what I'm doing better. Bring that back later if I need to. Kind of got a derpy, dragony snake head. Just see how these work out to be, because it's Go for dude. We had green screen. Did it come back when I was drawing just then, or was it good since I told it to stop when I was drawing that head? I wasn't watching the screen, but hopefully it stopped. Ah, green screen. Why? You were so nice to me a minute ago. Give us a minute, guys. Hopefully we'll get this sorted in a minute. It's we've got a fair bit of the stream done, and I'm hoping to keep this working. hoping we can avoid a complete meltdown on this for what's going on, which would be quite cool. I think you jinxed it that time, that kind of artistic kid. I was just about to read your comment and it came back. Tell you what, I'll also take off the give me a second to move something around here, and then hopefully this will not be an issue. That's there. If I move this over to here, this down to here, hopefully it's a bit better for the setup and this will work. I don't know if the green screen's just coming on if my internet just drops down and the cable connection and stuff and the computer goes mental, or not. I'm trying to find out what's going on, but hopefully there's no more green screen. So what were we saying? Maybe lose the crest on the snake head and make the snake a bit more pronounced frown. It was meant to be a dragon's head, but obviously I didn't draw it well enough. I'll tell you what, I've got an idea for the design. That's cool. We will lose that top bit. I'm gonna have a bit of fun. Let's just make this really just... What's wrong with that angle? Why can't I draw that angle? Let's try this again, because I'm having trouble with this. It's not because of heat. What is it because of then? It's either the cable's knackered, part of the iPad's knackered, or something else is partly knackered. I do have the amazing disappearing and reappearing name. It's not meant to be doing that. So that's also a new one. HTTP errors. Okay. Like I'm getting... That's coming out. We'll lose the name for now because that's just appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing. You've got to level live stream with technical issues because it makes things interesting. So, woohoo! Right. It's a handshake failure. Okay. Koifish, I will speak to you on Discord at some point tomorrow and we will see if we can get to the bottom of this. Any info you've got, I would really appreciate it because I'm stumped and failing having something else set up as a camera above or something and a slightly different setup. I'd like to get this working how it is. So if it's cool, if you've got time to just fire some stuff over or something for me to read or something on it, that would be awesome. I would muchly appreciate it. Speaking of Koifish, now I've just blagged a load of help from him. Any of you guys like gaming, retro games, Cuphead, anything like that, be sure to check out his channel. And also, he's got a new series starting on Thursday. I believe it's Game Genie it's called. And it's a live stream, so be sure to check it out because that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Right, now let's do this dragon head, and I'm going to just figure out the dynamics of this dragon design. I think the problem was I wasn't making it 3D enough for the angle that it's in, which is kind of the reason why it's failing. So if I don't worry so much about that, it can have a closed mouth with fangs sticking out. I'll adjust the angle of that in a minute and put horns on it. But if I can do that, adjust that down that way, and then give it really cool horn. Right, Venomized Toothless, are you going to sacrifice him to get the green screen to go away, or is that just to feed Loki? Assuming he's still here. I don't know if he's still here. Although, I'm not responsible if he gets in trouble. No, how about... Oh, yeah, he's still here. So let's make that a type of armour underneath. It's got this kind of... I know we've got her hair there, but we've got this kind of dragonified armour. I will adjust proportions as we go along in a little bit. I need to figure out a couple of the proportions out after we get this rough down. It's probably going to be this, tidy up on the inking, and then build that up on top of it. Cool, thanks, Guy. It is organised chaos. It is absolutely insane, but it's also fun. Right, so that's the hair, that's the demon on that side. I'll make this more metallic looking or something rather cool later. What are we going to do for the other one? Are we going to have it simple, or are we going to have some kind of other thing on the head? Sorry, for the shoulder blade. So for this bit here. Oh my god, Venomized Toothless. No! Just sacrifice that kind of artistic kid. Alpha Dragon needs to help me with my Minecraft D&D episodes. I'm joking, by the way. I just thought that'd be quite funny to say. Just in case anybody was wondering. Okay, so let's... I'm just going to have kind of a... Do you want kind of a chained effect on that armour, or... Potentially. Yeah, I'm the only one that gets aware of not being sacrificed at that point. Right, anyway, back to the drawing, guys. Are we going to have another character thing on this side, around about here? Or are we going to do something different? We need to figure out what we're going to do for that bit. What do you guys think? Assuming you're done sacrificing each other in the chat. A cat skull. I tell you what, I'll come back to that one. We'll work on the gauntlet design on her arm. in the meantime. I'll give you guys a chance to figure out what you're doing on this one. A saber tooth, maybe. Okay, currently she's got like a katana. How about a simple one? Cause from what I learned, it's better to do a simple one if you did a more complex one. Yeah, that could work. I could make it really simple, just like a really simple armor piece like this. Maybe bring a second piece down here, bring that up here, and just make it look like a real simple paladinish type of armor effect. Maybe we can add a couple patterns to it, like a demonic symbol. I got no idea if this symbol exists anywhere, but I've just made it up. Okay, so I need to move. Hey, I'm not on that layer. Helps if you're on the right layer. It's the only downside to digital drawing. Sometimes you can't remember what layer you're on. That, we've got this one here. Expect we want. Yeah, that's interesting. I need to move that. Yes, that angle needs to change slightly for how she's holding it for the hand to actually tie in much better. I can have that bit there, and that can go like that. Maybe we can add demonic writing to her katana, and every time she fights somebody she asks, want to see my magic wand, and then hits use with her katana. Oh, that's quite a funny suggestion actually, Justin. That's not a bad idea. Thanks, Owen, I'm glad you like the symbol. Alright, we're keeping it with a simple one and a dragonish style one on the sides for the symbol and that at the moment. I think that works rather well, and we will stick with that. So we're going to do that. I think also, did we decide on tails or wings for the for her? I know we've got this pose, but did we decide to have like any tails or wings or anything on it? Oh, we'll do that in a minute. She needs a kind of like a protective, guard on the hand for that. What if we have dripped wings? Maybe I will look at wings and tail at the end after we've added some of the other features, just because it's going to be interesting. I do think some of my proportions are out on this, so I will adjust them a little bit. We did decide kind of like a katana, didn't we? Koi Gaming. I would love to see Dempsey's take on Melina from Elden Ring. Yeah, I might do an Elden Ring video at some point. I might take some characters from it and put them in another universe. So it might not be a straight looking the same. I might, you know, I don't know, make them into dragons or demonic beasts or SCPs, or maybe in the Pokemon if they're really detailed. Make them something cute and simple. That could be interesting. They are, but not all are. They have a slight curve to them, and I will adjust that slightly in a minute. But I need to get a rough guide for the for what I'm doing with the design in that. I also want to take that and just cheat a little bit. I love Black Clover. It was actually a really cool series. I didn't finish watching the anime, but I've read quite a fair bit of the manga. I need to pick it back up, but yeah, it was rather cool. I did enjoy the storyline for that, so maybe I'll do a similar to Pop Cross, an anime crossover type one, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do anime characters as. I don't want to do them the same, like cross them over with DC or fusions and stuff like that. I'll do a fusion episode. I might just change them into something to start with and then do fusions later. Go for dude. I can answer that. It's a Monday and it's not a holiday. So he's not here tonight. Otherwise, he would be more than welcome to, assuming that, you know, time and everything else, it's yeah, how it all works out and that, timings and stuff. Right, I want to take that and put it on this side, so I want to go. Rough design. Anime characters and cyborgs? Potentially. Maybe steampunk anime characters would be quite a cool one. Take some of the ones that aren't really there and steampunk them or something. Bakugo as the Terminator. That does sound quite awesome. Also a little bit scary too. As she's a knight, I'm going to give her a bit of a tabard at the bottom. Just because we need to well, I'm cheating. It's easier to draw a type of tabard effect at the bottom, but it's also quite a nice easy way to do a similar style demonic pattern, so we can have some more crests, as they were probably called. Okay, so let's think what we can have for this armor here. I want to layer something, because we did say like samurai, and they've got they tend to have a layered type of armor, similar to like dragon scales in a sense. just a really simple symbol on this one. Maybe a cape. Anime characters D&D. Ooh. I am looking for something to put in on my own story like D&D. I know Popcross has done Pokemon as D&D characters, and that was a rather cool series that he's done. And I would like to do something, my own spin on a series. Not sure it's going to be D&D, but I want to do my own, take some characters and put them across. I know some people before have mentioned like Digimon and that, and I did watch Digimon when I was younger. I've seen quite a fair bit of it, but I also want something that's going to be quite cool and quite interesting to have. What should we do on this? Do we want the same kind of thing on both sides? So do we want like plated armor effect on this side, or do we want something different? What do you guys think? He has done that, Justin, and that makes it very, very difficult for me to pick things for D&D, because I don't want to do a straight copy or do something he's done and look like I'm copying it. Although I have to say, the theme for this month's community redraw, both of us having a redraw on the same day and doing Pokemon last month as part of our themes, that was not planned at all. That just came out of the blue. Creator mix. Do we have a link for that I can use? Or is that just something I open up in a browser and just let play? Because if we can, I can give it a go. Awesome, thanks, Koi. I will open that up and let that go. If it's royalty free, I'm more than happy to. Do we have any preference, or just anything that we find that sounds good? They are all quite short, so do we have a playlist we can just go through? Awesome, music for live streaming, no copyright. Once we get past the advert. Can you guys hear that okay? Is that low and quite okay? Or is it I've just put a playlist on, it's not too bad, but I just want to see if you guys can actually hear it. Let me know in the chat and if it's a decent volume. Cool. Okay, I just want to test one thing a second to see if it's potentially excellent condition. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's get back to drawing then. Sweet. I just realised I haven't even gotten to the inking stage yet. How long have we been streaming for? An hour 40. I've not even gotten to the inking stage yet. This is Slightly longer stream than normal. It may be a case we finish the pencils and I'll say the pencils, we finish the design and we ink and colour render it next time. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, that's a good idea, Koifish. I will bookmark this so I can play this music randomly. I'll just randomly shuffle a little something next time. I have been meaning to try and find some form of music or something for it, but as Galahound asked earlier, how do I do eight drawings a week? A lot of my time spent drawing, writing law, recording, doing my normal job, and then jumping back and forth between everything. Amongst seeing family members. So it's all good fun, and I do enjoy doing the YouTube and working on it. Just need to build it up a bit more, and then I can get more things unlocked to give back to you guys. I think my guess would have to be just do it, you'll never get nothing done by not doing anything. Yeah, that's true. Basically, just do it. Yeah, I found a good playlist, didn't I? It's actually quite a nice tune. Although I have no idea what's in the playlist, so when it plays the next one it'll be interesting. How are we going to do the feet? I'll tell you what. Let's come back to here, because I want to put a kind of gem or pattern in here. Because being an armour is going to be actually defined, but it's going to be something like that, and then we might get a I know what I should do. Yeah, I will do a sub at the end of the stream. It's free to use, and I will put that music, any music in the stream of the live streams. I'll whack a link back to their channel, because you know me, Koi. Want to give credit to where credit's due. It's some quite cool music, and no copyright music is perfect for a live stream. Yeah, I will drop it into the Discord, the link for this playlist, a bit later on, Alpha Dragon. Or it's literally, if you go onto the link that Koifish dropped into the chat here, I went onto their channel playlists, and it was just the no copyright stream. I think it's the second or third one on the top on the row. The Neiman Bros. Is that like Nick from Tube Buddy and Tube Spanner and that? Oh, sweet. I was watching one of his videos earlier, actually, so that works out quite nicely. Justin, if you want to draw your own samurai yokai, go for it. I don't know if you're on the Discord, but if you are on the Discord or old enough to be on the Discord, then feel free to share it in the Your Art. But yeah, feel free to draw whatever you want to draw, or just draw along drawing a demonic character as I'm drawing this. I couldn't draw human characters or figures at one point as well, that kind of artistic kid. However, I can say you are better at drawing than I was at your age. So I'm sure you can do it if you persevere. In fact, anybody can draw if they persevere. It's the best thing to do. Fair enough, Justin. Sorry, my voice went a bit funny then. Fair enough, Justin. Then feel free to share it in the Your Art part of the Discord if you want. After you're done. How do we want the bottom bits to be? Because armors are very difficult to do the boots of. Maybe we should have something. Yeah, I have to say, Koifish, I'm quite liking the music. It's a bit, it is giving a little bit of inspiration, which is quite good. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do the bits that I need to do now. Tell you what, let me just adjust this. That's better. Adjust my seat a little bit. Maybe we just keep the armor really simple at the bottom. Just a really basic armor, like. Although I feel it needs to have the kind of plated effects on these bits, maybe. What do you guys think about the bottom foot armor there? I know I do need to adjust a few things, but that needs to be larger for a start. Justin, if you're doing an art study, your key thing is to focus on what you're doing. So if your art study is on anatomy, focus on the anatomy parts and learn how to draw them and learn the terminology for them and how they actually interact at different angles. same as whatever you're doing. You just focus on the bit you're doing, or the bit you're interested in. But also bear in mind, if you do copy a reference quite closely, give credit to the reference you're copying. Now, I didn't use a pose for this. I kind of like drew this from the top of my head. And I know I had a look at a D&D reference from Alpha Dragon for a dragon style effect, but I haven't actually used it on this. This is kind of like just a character drawn out of the blue. But art studies tend to be, you find a subject or you find something and you draw it, or you replicate it and you study that particular part. So the best way is just to keep focused on what you're doing. Learn the foundations first as well, learn the core basics, and then build it up from there. Reference images. If you know kind of know the subject matter that you're going to be looking at, or you know it and you can find reference images, start with those and just work your way up. I guess finding videos on some subjects can be a bit difficult. Depends how popular it is or if someone's done it before. Maybe you could do a video on that subject if you figure it out. Awesome, Venomized Toothless. I will check that out. I don't have Discord. Well, I think it's running somewhere, but I don't have it on screen at the moment, just to try and keep things running smoothly on the laptop. But I will check that out a little bit later on. I'm definitely keen to do the Necromancer drawings, because as I say, the last stream we didn't really get around to doing it, so the green screen was on it that much, I didn't get a chance to actually use the actual live stream on the channel, which was a bit of a shame, but I'm glad this one's going a bit better. I know we've had the odd green screen, a bit technical hitch, but at the moment it's doing nicely. I know I've probably jinxed it, but we will just see how it goes. I think that should be more there. It's really weird how the angled shoes work with boots. I quite like this music. Right, so that katana needs to be curved, doesn't it? So let's double check if I'm on that layer. No. Right. I want to take that. I will tidy this up a little bit later, but just add a bit more curve to it. So what I can do now, tidy up the layers a little bit, shrink this one down a bit. Are we going to add wings to it or something? Okay, well, Knight, that kind of artistic kid. Yeah. Oh, did you send a message in the end before you disappear? Just put a yes or a no so I know if you've done it or not. Assuming you haven't gone already. Yeah, he's probably gone already. Are we going to try some wings on the character, maybe? Let's put a new layer. Maybe just one really, really random one really random wing. That's a mouthful. Did you not send one earlier when I mentioned about it? It's fine. Just make sure you do it in the morning and say sorry you forgot. Tell you what, I will make this into. If I make this into a cake. Will a cape work for her? Does a cape kind of work? I'll have to integrate it more. Okay, well that's good that you've sent one now, and yeah, I will no doubt see you at the weekend, that kind of artistic kid. I called dibs on MS Paint. I've drawn Mufasa on MS Paint before, so I called dibs on MS Paint. This was when I was a teenager at school, but I drew Mufasa by zooming in. It took me 2 weeks of breaks at school, and I drew him from The Lion King using MS Paint, zoomed right in, pixel by pixel. It was insane, but I did it, so I called dibs on MS Paint. If I take part. Which should be fun. What do we think of the cape? Yay or nay? Maybe it's too large. That's a bit better. I kind of feel we need it to be going behind here as well, maybe if it's the cape. Something to coincide it, like behind the hair. Although her hair would be, maybe her hair would be over it. I would love to have seen your Simpsons picture at the end of that, Koi. Right, here's the fun part. Inking this piece. Right, let's have a go at this. I'm going to go to the next track. I'm not really seeing, I'm not feeling these vibes on this one. Let's move to the next one down.
I want to show you the perfect tool to create stunning videos without leaving the house. Just go to ArtGrid.
That feels better. Bit more of a mellowy tune. Alpha Dragon. I use a brush from I think it's Ram Studios. He's got a comic ink set that I bought a while back, and I kind of used that for my brush. I like to use the actual comic inker one. I say one, it's a clone of it I've made, and it's slightly thinner than the original, but it works really well with the pressure on the Apple Pencil on Procreate to just do these comic style lines and that. And then when I start to add the details, they just come in quite nicely. And of course, being pen pressure, I can make it as thick or as thin as I want. I will probably do that. I will go through these later and make a live stream playlist that I can use. I'll also see if I can find a couple other copyright free music playlists that I can just whack together. I think they'll be quite cool. Get some music going as well as other bits. The key trick when you're inking though is to make sure the lines you want sealed are completely closed, so you have no gaps in them. Otherwise you'll end up with it not working quite so nicely. The nose I do, it was just simply a line, a little faint one above, like a V, and then just pick a section and do a line up like that. It's basically like a curvy L with two little dots at the bottom. But yeah, there are very different ways of drawing the noses, but that's the general gist of how I've done that. Yeah, I basically, all the features I know how to draw have come from anime or stuff like Ross Draws. Who else have I got inspiration from? Ross Draws, you've got, who's doing this? Best one is Art Germ. He's absolutely amazing at doing a style which is kind of a combination of Eastern and Western together, and it tends to look so insane and incredible. It just looks amazing, which is just, he's a big inspiration. Before I met Popcross Studios, my art style when I did more detailed illustrations kind of came from it, and some of the features of for this more comic-y style, some of the features actually I've done, like pretty much like my Killer Frost one up there and my Kefla one are more detailed, but that's because I kind of like took the inspiration from the bits that I've done on it and added more and more detail in. I will say the Killer Frost one and the Kevlar one, I believe, probably took me about 8 or 9 hours each to do on that single picture. I used to do them for my videos and release one video a week or one video every so often, but it came to the point where it was taking, I wouldn't say taking too long, it was just finding time to do it in amongst the busy schedule. Whereas with what I do now and the style, I do like the style and it does work and it comes to life when I get to the colouring stage. I can do 4 images now in the time it will take me to do one of those, which is quite handy and quite useful. You'll be thankful to know, Venomized Toothless, I'm not giving a free noses. I was just showing how to draw the nose in a bit more detail for Justin, or really for anybody else who wants to know how to draw the nose in a similar style to what I was drawing. Don't like that eye. Much better. Yep, koi fish, draw one, you get 2 only digitally. Otherwise, draw one on a sheet of paper and trace it on your bit of paper, overlaying it, and then suppose flipping it over or something. I don't know. It's just a lot easier digitally to make 2 eyes instead of 1 and make them work. If anyone's new here and they want to link to the Discord, it is on my channel banner, and it's in the description on most of my videos. Just thinking about it, I know we've mentioned Discord a few times in the chat. Don't know who's on the chat, well, who's on Discord or not from who's watching, but yeah, just thought I'd mention it. In fact, I don't actually know how many of us are watching, so can someone put in there how many's watching, or how many likes are on the video? If you guys are enjoying, well, I say the video, the stream. If you guys are enjoying it, smash the like button, and yeah. Hopefully you are. A lot of you stayed around, which would be quite good. Awesome, thanks Koifish for sharing the link. I have to say though, as much as I do love doing the digital side of art, I do miss doing traditional illustrations like the Dragon Ball one at the back, and some of the more recent ones like the My Hero Academia one, the Demon Slayer. But I do love being able to get stuff like the Optimus Prime one that's in detail up there. I might pull them down in a little bit. 18 likes on the video and the 7 watching. Awesome. I think that's quite good considering I don't do live streams very often. To be honest, I'm quite happy to have 5 people on for the length of it, and I will be I will do more Copic videos, and I will be doing them. I just need to wait to get some materials in the next couple of weeks before I can pick them back up. They will have lore over them. The only thing that I will mention is they will be almost like bonus videos or here and there, because they do take longer to do. The drawing takes less time than one of these. It's about the same amount of time, but the video editing takes a lot longer. It's absolutely insane the difference in size from my if I screen record 8 hours on here, it works out to be something like 30 gigabytes. The hour and a half to 3 hours to do the Copic illustrations works out to be about 90 gigabytes in file space that I've got to edit and knock down. But I am happy to do more Copic illustrations on the channel, and I will get back into a few. It's just at the moment digital is kind of easier to knock out, but if people have an interest for it, I have no problem doing it. I'll obviously probably do it as a bonus video every now and again to start with, just to bring it up. Justin, I think the one we got from Red Knight was that this Demon Knight can make, kind of like Ursa from Fairy Tail, can make whatever weapon she wants appear to use. However, her main weapon will be the katana, as she is samurai based, but that also means she's got almost a full list of like samurai / ninja style weaponry, which would be quite cool. I do like that, Koifish. Digital costs nothing, only talent, time, and a bit of electricity and bandwidth. It does, except for when the energy bills are going up, and then it costs more. But no, I get what you mean. Digital is a lot more flexible as well. I can work on the artwork for the videos offline and pretty much transfer them across through local Wi-Fi or direct through the kind of like through a USB cable to the hard drive straight away, which is amazing. Whereas traditional does take a bit longer, and digital is more forgiving. If I make a mistake, I may lose the time I've done on it, or if I lose the file to a degree, but I can always hit the undo button. Whereas unfortunately with traditional, there's not really an undo button when you get to the inking stage. If I made a mistake while inking traditionally, I would have to start again really, or find a way to blend it in or match it. Blood Hunter powers. There's no reason why the demon can't have both. Blood Hunter powers and the ability to teleport weapons. Maybe the weapons are made from iron from blood. And the more she slayed, the more weapons she can create out of blood from stored up supplies or slain creatures. That could be an interesting one. Right. Go for dude, you'll be happy about this. I'm making a little impression, it may change later on, of a Loki cult crest. So kind of like a little black cat. I would say blind, but I want it to be resembling a cat than a weird symbol. Justin, there is often an art program cost nowadays, but thankfully Procreate is a one-off cost. I think, depending on where you are, in the UK it's something like £9.99. I think it could be $9.99 in the US store. It's basically a one-off cost, and that's it. You get the free upgrades. You get to update it as many times as you need, which is absolutely amazing, because every time they bring out a release with like animation and stuff, it works straight off the bat. You just gotta wait to download it when it gets released if you can't get into the beta, which unfortunately I've never managed to do, despite how early I sign up for it. But maybe one day when my channel gets larger, Procreate will be interested in letting me trial the beta out ahead of time. Maybe they won't. It's not something that's on my absolute to-do list. I just think it would be rather cool to be given the choice. Just because it'd be quite fun. So how's she related to Loki? Go for dude. I think the idea was that she's going to be a kind of like a bodyguard or a knight for the cult. So she kind of works with the cult, and she's a part of it in that regard. So I haven't fleshed out a backstory. This is just what we were potentially discussing earlier. So it could be that case. I think that was the storyline people were hoping to go down. So we will see what happens. I just put a poll out there to see what was getting drawn, and I suggested a demon, Red Knight suggested a knight, and they both tied, so we created a demon knight, which was rather cool. What time is it for people over there? Just curious, what time it is for you guys other side of the world. Is it like 7:30 in the afternoon, or is it later or earlier than that? And then I'll let you know what time it is for me. Although anybody who's in the UK at the moment gets an advantage of knowing what time it is for me. $7:35 for you. I'm guessing most of you guys are from over in America, or that part of the world. 7:35 in New York. 4:35. Wow, Alpha Dragon, where are you in the world? Wait, Alpha Dragon, is that AM or PM? AZ. A PM. Ah, okay, that's not as bad as I thought then. In the UK, it is. Well, you guys have got 35, but it's basically 12:36 AM, so it's gone midnight for me. So if Galahound is still about or comes back to the stream, this is how I do all my artwork. I don't sleep very much. I think we're not doing too bad at the moment. Although I will say I think what we should do is finish the ink tonight and we'll leave it there and we'll work on the colours on the next one, because that'll allow me to get some sleep so I can work on keeping my commitments to you guys with the video for Friday. Well, I'll let you guys know. I'm doing a continuation to a series which I haven't done in a little while. The Multiverse Story Arc, I've neglected that a little bit in the last month or so. So we're going to have a new episode for that. I know I did the compilation piece that was super long, and I have learnt my lesson. If I ever combine series together again, I'll do them in smaller chunks. I very much appreciate those that watch the whole thing through. I believe Go for Dude, you were one of them, and 8 Hate Illustrations, 8 Hate Illustrates was the other one. Yeah, that was an epic one for people to catch up. So, it wasn't too bad. Justin says, sleep is an illusion to take away from the time of doing fun stuff. Yes, although if a pill really existed like in American Dad, where you can get rejuvenated, like you can feel wide awake again for 8 hours and it makes your body think it slept for the 8 hours, I would happily have that so I can draw more. The only drawback is, I think after about a week, I would probably be so far ahead on my art, it'll be amazing, but I'll go stir crazy. Go for Dude, I very much appreciate you spending that time that you're never going to get back watching that through. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the transition from like the old artwork and the original storytelling, and saw the improvement in the artwork and the story, well, the artwork and the skills over time. I can't speak to save my life normally, so thank you all for bearing with me on this. And when I record my videos, you'll be amazed at how much gets cut out, and I still make the odd blooper in it or mistake, but it's all good fun. I'll tell you what, I got a question for you all. Who's your favourite narrator on the channel so far? Just drop the name in the chat. You've got Nexum, Dino Claw, Demonica Darkstorm, or Erenfold Bainsworth. Unfortunately, the kid is not a narrator at the point. It's just where Nexum speaks to people and goes, "Hey kid." But yeah, it is good fun with the narrators, and hopefully I'll get more interesting characters added later on. Nice. I have to say the Dino Claw is based on a bit of a David Attenborough style character, so he talks sometimes like here we have a strange and wondrous creature known as a, and then whatever dinosaur name or creature name I come up with. Enfold Bainsworth is kind of like Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean, so kind of got the helps that I mean where I am, the accent's similar to a pirate if you do it right. Basically he's got the good old Enfold Bainsworth, let's slay the wee beasties. And then you've got the obviously Nexum, that's like, hey kid, you over there, you enjoying this live stream? If you are, smash a like. Which is based on kind of like a UK sitcom called Red Dwarf, and there's a character in there called Ace Rimmer, and it wasn't until I did the voice for Nexum I realised it sounded so similar, so I thought, yep, I'll keep that personality. And then we've got the one that I can't do properly, Demonica Darkstorm, who has kind of got a posh voice, like she's a posh teacher or something that could have been in Hogwarts on Harry Potter. Like, Demonica Darkstorm here. And that's the best I can do her voice without getting right into it. So hopefully you guys heard that. If you didn't, you just have to settle for it in the videos, because I'm not that brilliant at them all. But yeah, the last video I did all the voices in one go. I was swapping between them. So that Enter the Splatverse, I swapped between Nexum, Erenfold, Demonica, my normal voice for the agent, and then Dino Dinoclaw, which was even with a pause in between some of them, it was very difficult to differentiate Dino Dinoclaw and Demonica. They talk in a very similar manner, so my voice just went for that manner. I also have a newfound respect for Popcross Studios. Not only because of the amount of voices he's got for his narrators that he does really well, but doing a female voice when you're male. Some people can do it and impersonations really well. I can't, and doing a female voice when you're male is near darn impossible to do. So it's very hard to get the nuances of the voice right, which is why it kind of goes back to my voice a bit and sounds like Dino Dinoclaw. But I will work on that. And Justin, you say all you've got to do is put your voice up high, but then you've got the personality of the voice to do, where it's like Demonica Darkstorm here, of how they speak and pronounce their words. And there's also a subtle bit when some female voices speak, sorry, and apologies to anyone's female, I don't want to offend or anything, I'm just saying what I've kind of noticed and I do in Demonica Darkstorm. The end of the words tend to go softer, so the voice is higher, but the words are softer in some parts, and it makes it extremely tricky to do everything quite as fluently as I'd like. But I am working on them, and I'm getting better with the voices. I am quite happy that I can switch between Erenfold and Nexum really easy now. Go for Dude. You're not the only one who said that about the kid character working for Nexum, but I'll see about that one. He might end up, or the kid character might end up going, leaving stream up, but gotta put the kiddo to bed. So no worries, Koi. I will catch you in a bit when you're back, as I'm probably going to be here. I might actually, while I'm here, I might get in the mood to just do some of the colours. We might start just placing some colours on, or just getting this ready, or even a little Q&A session before disappearing. I'm quite enjoying the music, and I do have a few other bits that we need to add to this Demon Night of ours. So, I got a question for you guys. What's your favourite series on the channel? I know we've got stuff turning stuff into dragons, dinosaurs, mech armors. The D&D, Minecraft D&D mob seems to be quite a good one. I had Pokemon and Venomizing stuff at some point. So just curious what you guys actually view as your favourite ones that you like the most on the channel. I mean, I know it's a small selection and it's not going to account for everybody, but I thought it'd be quite cool to find out. I don't know what colour we're doing. I quite like the idea of the pinky marks. Justin likes turning stuff into demons. Alpha Dragon likes turning stuff into D&D. Go for Dude likes the mech videos. That's quite an interesting point, Justin, about if we get a live action Pokemon movie again, it should be like the new Pinocchio movie. I've got to say, I did quite like the Pokemon movie, the live action one. I thought it was quite good, and it took a while getting used to Pikachu with a human voice, but I get why they did that in the end, which was quite cool. Right, I think that's our line's done. So if I merge down, here's the fun part. Awesome. Cool, so we've got the basics down. Nice. Alpha Dragon likes classic animations. I say, Justin, I do that as well. I quite appreciate the different forms and mediums that they kind of do for movies and stuff, which is quite cool. We didn't decide on tails and wings. We kind of did a cape, so if we add them in, I'll add them in a bit. I'm just wondering what colour scheme we kind of want to do for the character. Someone did suggest purple skin, so I'm kind of curious about purple with almost a red blood armor, maybe with gold trims, but get the idea of the armor being kind of a doing enough this section to be. I think maybe that could be a black colour. What if we invert it and do purple armor and red skin? Don't know, what do you guys think? What kind of colours do you guys think will kind of work well on this? Just trying to figure out what we'd actually have. More music. Let's shuffle the playlist as well, so we won't get them straight after the other. Red skin, black purple arm with silver highlights. Yeah, let's give that a go. We can always change change a few bits up as we go along if we want to. Once we get the flats in, I think I will definitely consider calling it a night. I say consider, it depends on where we get to on that, but I'm having quite a bit of fun on this stream. Obviously I won't continue the image until we get together on the next one. Since you guys have kind of like helped shape this, I suppose I will put a poll out asking when you guys think it's the same colour from the Loki. Use the same colour from the Loki drawing. Do you mean the same red type colour that I used for the background, Gopher Dude? Because I can't use the same blacks and stuff because otherwise it's too... Even though she's a member of the cult, it's kind of too much of the same colour scheme. There's nothing to differentiate the characters a bit. But I'm happy to look at doing, you know, the bits that need to be done in the right colours. Just wanted to double check how you meant. Oh, I will though, Gopher Dude. I will. Or are you on about you putting those like magical symbols on it, a bit like Loki's? Because I remember I put some magical symbols around on Loki that looked rather cool, but I don't know if Gopher Dude's on about adding them to this or not. I mean, make them look like they're in the same faction. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's cool. I'll add some of his glowing symbols that he's got onto part of her armor, so it kind of ties in, but she's still got her own unique look. The idea about the I know they're part of the same faction, but the idea a little bit about some of the bodyguard stuff and that is there'll be a. You also want the characters to look slightly different, just so they stand out. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, Friday's a multiverse story arc episode. Continuing on roughly from where we left off, I also kind of give the story about how one of my other characters that we've done ends up being venomized, which I haven't really touched on much from an earlier video or something on the channel a while back. A while back, which is I needed to kind of do. I wanted to get a bit of a, I wouldn't say closure, but I needed to get that story a little bit tidied up, ready for the next stuff that's happening. Blackish blue. I will change the blacks maybe to a blackish blue a little bit later. This is kind of a blackish blue, you won't see it, but when I put the actual colour on it later on, probably in the next stream, I won't be too long for the next stream, it'll probably be next week at some point. I'm not sure about the Monday will probably be a normal video, but maybe on the Wednesday or something I'll do a another stream and we'll finish this one off. What is this girl's personality? Oh, that's an interesting one. I see Loki as being... I've got to go into Loki's personality a little bit. And go for dude. If this isn't like your cat Loki, I will apologise. But this is the kind of demonic personality I've got in mind for him. I think he's going to be calm and calculated. He's very keen to kill humans. But I think he's also very patient. He bides his time and takes pleasure in or getting others to do his bidding, but he kind of takes pleasure in it all. So I think it will be a case of something similar to that, where she's kind of led by the cult master to a degree, so she's got an almost unimaginable level of trust in him, but at the same time she's, I don't know, I'd say she's quite volatile. She's calm, but being a bodyguard, I think anything that's perceived as the slightest hint of a threat, that's it. Just going for it. Wouldn't hesitate. Doesn't have a care in the world about it. Would just literally go for it and yeah, take it on, take it out, defeat it, destroy it. Whatever she needs to do. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad I got the description right, because that was a pure guess. But yeah, that's kind of how I see her being a bodyguard. You want, what makes a good character is you want a contrasting element, tone. I don't know the best way to describe it. You want the fact that if Loki's quite calm and very patient, you want the bodyguard to be not so patient, because then you can have fun with the scenarios, but you also want that clash of character works well. So like in the last video I did, that Splatoon verse one, Dino Dynaclaw and Nexum kind of clashed a bit, because Dino Dynaclaw wants to see things in their natural habitat, and he wants to he's quite happy to let them be, see them in their natural habitat, as I say, and just basically learn about them and study and observe. Whereas Ehrenfold, from his dimension, is more of a, the beasts are bad in my dimension, so if I see a beastie, I'm going to slay it. Which is where his whole attitude of slay the beasties comes in. And it's that kind of mindset that clashes, which causes a interesting bit of banter back and forth between Nexum and Dino Dynaclaw. Oh yeah, Dino Dynaclaw and Nexum do have banter in it. So Ehrenfold and Dino Dynaclaw, Ehrenfold and Dino Dynaclaw are opposites. So Dino Dynaclaw wants to analyse dinosaurs and creatures, see them in their habitat, study them. Nexum doesn't really care for that. He wants to fight the beasties, slay them if he can, or just have a good old scrap with them. So they have opposite views and they clash. But in the last video, the Enter the Splatverse, because Dino Dynaclaw was calling Ehrenfold barbaric, Nexum came in and started to defend him because he's pals with Ehrenfold. So you kind of got this now dynamic between the three of them, where Dino Dynaclaw doesn't really think much of Nexum and Ehrenfold. He's a bit more about Nexum after the story that happened, but they've got this whole dynamic which is a bit fun. Oh, well, catch you later, Venomized Toothless. Thank you for joining the stream, and yeah, will be another stream soon at some point, so jump on that, and I'll take a look at your image in Discord a little bit later on. Missed a spot. So what if everybody else, well, what's everyone up to tomorrow? Are they doing anything fun and exciting, or anything planned for the rest of the week that's fun and exciting? I've got my 9 to 5 day job, and then I will be working on finishing off Friday's lore. I've done half of, sorry, Friday's lore story. I've done half of it, which is quite cool. So I'll be sorting that out. I've got a birthday party to attend to tomorrow. Birthdays all around at the moment here, and then yeah, and then preparing for Monday's video, depending which one won the stream. Gopher Dude, you ordered a Lego set, the new Galaxy Explorer. Oh, that's cool. Oh, if you want to laugh, I helped sort a puzzle out at the weekend, a 500-piece puzzle that had one piece missing. And then the cats, over my other halves, they decided that while we were out, they were going to attempt to do the puzzle themselves after taking it apart. Other than chewing a few pieces, the little terrags, they also hid a few pieces. So I had to rebuild it, and it was not an easy puzzle to do. It was fun redoing it though. It didn't take me long, but yes. That's why they say never work with animals or children. Alpha Dragon, you've just finished making a sketchbook cover for your new sketchbook. Nice. Justin's doing nothing. Is it a chill day for you tomorrow then, Justin? I'll tell you what, I could do with a chill day, but even though I say that, I do like doing all the YouTube art and video and stuff, so I will be recording that at some point. Expect probably Wednesday I'll do the law for the video recording for all the law. Wednesday or Thursday. Every day's a chill day for you, Justin. Fair enough. I suppose when I'm drawing, every day's a chill day for me, but finding the time to draw in the daytime is sometimes a bit trickier than I tend to expect, just because it's not the same as my day job. Although I suppose that's what my lunch breaks and my my breaks at work are for, doing all the YouTube lore and stuff. Can't read that. How's that looking? What are you thinking of the colour scheme so far? Alpha Dude? So Alpha Dude? I read that wrong. I read Gopher Dude's message about chill day equals good day, and Alpha Dragon's message I was about to answer. So Alpha Dude. No, Alpha Dragon. I have done Inktober before, but I plan to do... If I do it, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 pieces or a selected style for Inktober, just because in between doing all my videos, it's going to probably take a bit longer to do Inktober itself. Committing to doing that each day might take a bit of time. I mean, I suppose I could just do a simple ink sketch and that be done with it, but I'll get carried away. If you want a redraw list though, there are quite a few Inktober lists out, but some artists like Artgerm call it Arttober, and it's not down to Halloween themed, it's like video. They take it from a movie, a video game and a comic, and you have like 3 different columns, and they go through them like one each day, and it alternates every 3 days, and you can get characters like Chun-Li from Street Fighter, Batman, Joker, Harley Quinn, Lara Croft, Uncharted, Minions, Scooby-Doo. You get tons of stuff, but it's quite good fun. So, would you be Alpha Dude or the Gopher Dragon? Oh, right, that's it. I've got an idea for a video now. I'm going to have to draw a Gopher Dragon. I haven't decided when, but I will draw a Gopher Dragon on a video. That's it now. It has to be a Gopher Dragon. I just like the sound of it. It just sounds really cool. Although, if you've got a better name, suggest it, and then I can use that instead. I'll give you credit to it, but yeah. Justin, it can be if you do it digitally. Probably more an Arttober than an Inktober, but when I used to do it in the past, I just said it and posted them as a digital. I said I was doing Inktober digitally this year, and all I did was do the inking stage, and I didn't do any colouring. I just did it in pure black and inked it out. I think if I did add colour, it was very plain and simple, similar to how the colours on this are kind of coming out. I think these kind of need to be coloured in the same colour as what they're glowing here. Go for dragon. I thought you guys would like that. Oh, that is an art challenge and a half, Justin. That is quite a cruel art challenge. I do like that. In terms of for me, no. Not well, digitally, one line for me. The problem with one line for me, and I'll show you this now. This will be my one line challenge. You ready? Because some programs like Procreate take the lines and they do it. So if I'm doing a one line, I can't do it on there a second, hang on. So if I'm doing the one line challenge and I'm going like that, and I do that, and trying to create something, and then I hold it for a second, it tries and straightens the lines, which make it very impossible to do a one-line challenge, unless I wanted a square picture. But I do like the fact that you've come up with that. That's not a bad idea, actually, for it. If I was doing it by pencil, it'd be different, or ink. I did have some Indian ink and a pen to do like traditional manga style art at one point, so if I'm doing it like that, then that would probably work better for it. I'm going to give her a pink eye. She can have eyes the same as the glowing tattoo bits, and I'll sort out the rest of that in a bit. Not sure what colour we're going to do her hair though. Any suggestions on hair colour? Technically speaking, the one line challenge is as long as your pencil doesn't come off the paper, it classes as one line. So even if you were to trace a picture, you're doing a one line challenge. It's just very difficult to... it takes a lot of concentration to do a one line challenge. It takes a lot of concentration to do any kind of art, really. How long have we been going for? Oh, we've hit the 3-hour mark. Oh, that's fine. It's not too bad then. Maybe she used be a hero but instead fell out of grace. Potentially. For all we know, she could have been a human that Loki decided to feed demonic meat to see what happens to him. That would be an interesting story, wouldn't it, Gopher Dude? I was trying to be clever with it, but I just give up and I'm just going to erase the inside. Sometimes simpler is better. Loki do the science. Loki's got his hands in everything. I dread to think how old he actually is to be able to take over my Discord server, be a demon cult leader for a couple, well, he's a couple centuries old at least, But be a demonic cult leader, escape the multiversal matters till recently, have demon warriors on his side, and do the science as well. Yeah, he's a very talented kitty cat. Yeah, Justin, she could be a human reincarnated as a demon. She could also just be a human, and what we see is just this weird distortion around her, and she doesn't look like this at all. Although I do like the idea of having... Okay, I'm going to say something now, and people watching this won't get this yet. It ties into summer a lot later on, and it ties into the demon side of the cult. But I do like the idea of demons that have multiple forms. So they may have a humanoid form, but they also have a demonic version that's much more bigger and scarier. Before you ask, Go for Dude, I have not decided if that's going to be a feature for Loki or not. I just like the idea, but I didn't want to commit to anything, so that's why I've kind of like done this. Potentially later on it may be used, but don't know. I do quite like the idea of just they can change and have like just a insane attack mode. Yeah, it's pretty much an attack mode. But I don't want Go for Dude going around and then deciding Loki's now taking over the server. If you don't, we'll sacrifice you to him. If you don't want to be sacrificed, he'll turn into his beast form and annihilate you. Because I could see you doing that, Go for Dude. As fun as it may be, I could see you doing that. Although I do have a few ideas in mind that may use Loki later on. That's all I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I can see you doing that too, Go for Dude. That's why I'm trying to... It's not that I don't like the idea of you doing stuff like that. It's I want to keep some things... I've got ideas for if I do incorporate Loki later. But if you end up putting it all on the Discord server beforehand, I'm not sure if it's going to come across as I've come up with them already, or you've come up with them and I'm just putting it on. Threatening people sounds fun. As long as it's done in a harmless manner, then you're not breaking the rules on the Discord and it's the jest and they know it. I've got no issues with that. However, if you start breaking the Discord community rules, then we got a few problems. And I don't mean my rules on the server. You know, you break them, then I know you're a mod, but you still got to be penalised. But if you break the Discord community rules, it could actually affect the whole server. Which is why, as much as I enjoy you doing your stuff, please don't threaten people. But if you're writing a script where Loki's doing it to some characters that have similarities to like that kind of artistic kid, then that's perfectly acceptable, because that's not breaching any rules. Just to be clear, I just want to... I like the fun that you guys are having on the Discord. I just also want to make sure that it stays as fun and Discord doesn't get the wrong idea. Kind of like how I did in the last live stream, saying, YouTube, they're only joking about sacrificing my son. Anybody else, sacrifice him. That was quite funny. We did have some fun with that one. I've potentially got 2 new narrators coming on the channel, at least. One will be interacting with the existing narrators, for definite. One is going to be a little bit different, potentially. But I got a question. How many narrators is too much? Do we have a clue how many might be too much? I mean, I know it's kind of an open-ended question for everybody, but if people are still here, you think 10's going to be too much? 6 is good, 10's too much, or you think I should have 10? Yeah, that is true. If I have too many voices, it gets a little bit confusing and a bit chaotic. That is true. Although, if I was going to have 10 narrators, other than doing like 5 or 6 voices, I think I would get a voice changer bit of software and be able to do my range more. However, I do like the fact that I can do the current... I suppose technically it's 5 narrators if you count the kid and the agent. I can do 5 different voices, which I was amazed at because I could only do like 2 at the start. And I do have fun with them. I definitely can't do accents to save my life, but you guys seem to enjoy the narrators, and whether it's my voices just makes you laugh or it's the way that they're reacting to the situations, I do enjoy the fact that you guys like the narrators and everything. For example, I think if you did a Cyborg episode, you could just have have Nexon voice it, potentially. Also implies my character's multiple personality disorder. I am an artist with a creative mindset. I think that might be standard, but I do appreciate the mention on that. What colour are we doing her hair? I could do blue. I could do green. I could do... Ooh, that didn't come out well. I can do orange. Go for a darker red and maybe blend it with orange. Maybe we'll try a darker red to start with. white hair. Possibly. The only thing with white hair is this armor kind of has a kind of like a whitey colour, silvery hue to it. I don't know how well it'll separate from the hair. Yes, I will be doing an episode drawing the narrators, or I have something in mind for that. But I will see how that goes, because I will have to plan it out properly for what else I could have in mind. Wait, since when does Nexum go to Subway? I suppose he's got to eat somewhere. How many have we got watching now? Is it still just about 4 this late, or have we got a couple more joining or watching? It's always worth asking the question. Four, that's cool. Yeah, I know I haven't really focused on for the live stream and putting it out there. I kind of had the I had it set to private instead of public, which was a bit of a foolish error on my part, which meant that it didn't actually get out there promoted as well as it should have done. But I think we've had a good turnout considering it was kind of last minute. I will, for the next one, after we finish this, because this will be definitely in 2 live streams. After we finish this kind of like this illustration of our demon, I will be planning an actual proper live stream and put, like with the shredder one, I'll put the actual what we're going to be venomizing on there, and that should be quite cool. I say venomizing, it probably won't be venomizing, it'll be whatever we're doing at the time. But I do want to do another venomized one at some point. That was quite fun. I could look like the Gophersaurus, but I might change it up a little bit. So if it's a Gopher Dragon, I might just take a picture of, I don't know, I'll figure some out. I suppose if I look at its Gophersaurus, I can make sure it's not identical to it, and that could work. You guys kind of took over the Discord earlier, didn't you? I've got like hundreds, and it says 8, but I'm sure there's more than 8 notifications on it. Right, what are we going to do for the last few bits? Right, so I want to go behind the eye. That will be more of a white colour. Or do you want it more of a... Oh, that looks better. Oh, has the music stopped? How about making it more humanoid? I could do. I'm potentially I could make that more humanoid. Have we been going that long? We've actually killed that music. Interesting. Oh, it paused. That's better. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll definitely finish off the flats tonight. So we're almost done with those anyway. And then we'll do we just have a random colour dragon, yeah? There is method behind my madness on this, guys. I may have it green, but I will try something out on this. Although if it's a skull, maybe I'll just make it more maybe I should just drop that. Yeah, we'll do that colour for that, and we'll do that for our horns as well. Tell you what. I know it's a katana. I know it's a weapon. But I quite like the idea of it kind of made out of bone. What do you guys think? Hey, Omen Heart. Yeah, ask a question. Go for dude, that's true. You either don't notice it till it's gone, or you notice it when it's really annoying and loud. But yeah, Omen Heart, ask your question. By all means. What art program do I use? I use Procreate. So the art program that I'm using is called Procreate, as you can see in the top bit here. It is that symbol in the App Store, so it's this lovely little fancy bit here. I don't know if you've got iOS or not, basically Apple. I don't know if it is on any other device. Potentially it could be on Google and Android, I don't know. It's about £10 or $9.99 in the App Store. One-off payment, you get the whole and then you get all the updates, and yeah, I just use that. And as you can see, I've kind of like got my collection of stacks that I've been doing, and then yeah, what we're working on, and I just use that with the Apple Pencil and just work through it. I have used Sketchbook Pro, and I have used Coral Painter in Photoshop before, but yeah, it's just a case of working through them bit by bit. Should we give her black lipstick? We're nearly done, but should we give her this reddish black colour lipstick? It's £1 to $1 US. I think it's about the same price in the in there for the US store. I think it's around about the same price, around about $10. Also, what idea that you could go for the Gopher Dragon, a right hand man for their phone? That could be an interesting one. Openheart, this is a Demon Knight we've created on the live stream over the last 3 hours. We've gotten to the point after a few minor technical things, and the green screen's gone, so I think we may be good if I can get it working like this again. And we basically created her throughout the live stream, so I will announce the live stream with a bit more notice next time. I kind of had the stream on private by accident instead of on public, which was a little bit of a whoopsie moment, but other than that, it's come along quite nicely. So we've basically I've asked people watching what they wanted, what options we go for, and we've built the character. Knock on wood. Yes, it's been working so far. I do think I need something down here and there for the gem. I need to do something different colour for the gem. Maybe we should have an orange gem on her. Got another layer to use? Yes. I'm almost out of layers because the file size and dimensions I have my artwork set to means I have a reduced amount of layers that are available. I have something like 13 or 14 layers that I use on each illustration, and my process allows me to use them without having to worry too much. Omenheart, suggest your idea, because I do have video suggestions in the Discord, but I don't think you're on there. So if you've got any video suggestions, whack them on a video comment, or while you're here, just chuck it in the chat, and I'm going to go through all the chat stuff afterwards and get a couple of ideas out. We've got a few good ones, so that we can make things work quite nicely and tie in quite nicely together. It was originally a gopher that drank some demonic doom liquor. Doctor Who villains as dragons. Oh, Omenheart, that is brilliant. In fact, I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to stick that right now into my list of videos, somewhat higher up on the list, if you give me a second. I'm a Doctor Who fan, but I have not seen that before as far as I'm aware. So if you give me a moment, I'm just going to add that to my projects. YouTube video, set that. Gem. Yeah, Omenheart, that is straight into my video list, that one. That was an awesome idea. It's not very often I do that. I hear an idea and I think, that's one that's not been done, not been suggested as far as I'm aware. Yep, that's what I was thinking, Gopher dude. The Dalek Dragon, would that be so much fun? The Cyberman Dragon. I mean, they've probably been done as dragons before, but... And I don't know... I don't think Pop Cross has done them as well, which is another brilliant idea. I mean, obviously, it's not a case of... Pop Cross's ideas, then I'm like, no, I can't do it. It's more a fact of I want to just I do like the idea of differentiating a little bit from him. Oh, I like that. It looks like blood, but it's going to be glowing. Okay, I think that's it for the flats for now. So if we... Well, all but one layer I want to flatten down. Should be able to unclip and mask that a little bit. I just want to add a little bit of this will make sense in a minute, don't worry, I'm not ruining the picture. Promise you I'm not ruining the picture. Oh, maybe I am ruining the picture, hang on. This is why the undo button's great, because I almost ruined the picture. I wanted that layer of a clipping mask, and to do this. Oh my god, Omen Heart, that would be scary as hell. The worst thing is, you blink and the dragons will be faster than the normal Weeping Angels. You wouldn't stand a chance. Right, I think that's where I'm going to leave this illustration for now, on this note here. We haven't got a name for this character yet, but I think this will be a nice ending point for this one, and I'll probably take yeah, let's do this while you guys are here. So you can see some first. I need to tidy up the outer edges of that actually, so let's just JPEG, save that image to use later. Is fine. I'm going to basically use this character. One thing I have got to do, which I'll do off the stream, but I'll show you guys. It's one thing I tend to do on my videos that you don't see on the time-lapse bits going around, is I have to go in and I've got to take out all the extra white lines around here for the smoother. I've done it before, but I'll show you guys because I don't know if you've all been on here. Basically, when I have the colours on, it picks it up and puts these extra lines out. But if I take them out, I can have a nice smooth... You can see the difference when you zoom in for the PNGs. So we can have them nice and smooth. But yeah, I think that's going to be a... You don't notice it when the background layer's on though, unless you're really zoomed in. It kind of distorts it a bit. Yeah, I did go for Dude. I just wanted to, just in case anybody else on here hadn't seen the other stream, that that's how that goes. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it on the drawing side of things. We've been going for well, 3.5 hours now, which I think is quite good. And yeah, I think we'll continue this another time. So, any questions before we disappear? And then I've got I've got Friday's video to finish off a little. Well, not tonight, but I've got Friday's video to finish off, and that. But yeah. Any of you guys left here have got any questions? If not, then I'll give you a minute to have a try. Or have a think. Otherwise, I will call it a night. No? Okay then. Well, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next live stream next week. And hang on, what am I planning for Friday? Okay, Go for dude. I'm going to be continuing the Multiverse story arc, picking up on where one of the earlier stories left off. Sorry, picking up where one of the earlier stories left off to give some closure for it, and I'm also going to tie in an origin story of one of the characters that got venomized, but we didn't actually have an origin story for. There will be teaser hints coming out in the next day or two, and they'll be pretty obvious what it is. In fact, I'll just say it. I'm going to be doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Venomized Part 2, and it's also going to have a small bit of how Shredder got venomized from our live stream in it. However, the characters that I've chosen to venomize in the video, I'm not going to give any spoilers on that. But it will be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Venomized Part 2 to continue the Multiverse story arc, so that there's closure to those characters before they go into the battle, and it sets it up ready for the next set. Go for dude. I've got to watch it as well, but I think I'm going to watch it in about 6 or 7 hours time after I get some sleep. But he's definitely done an awesome video for this one, which would be quite cool. Anyway guys, I'm going to say thank you for watching the stream, and I will catch you guys on the Discord and see you on Friday's video. I'll also, by the weekend, I will put out when this is on the next stream for people to see it, and I'll put a picture of where we got to on the community tab, so that those that have had to leave can see where we got to as well. Where there are symbiotes, there is False who tries to stop them. That is true. However, the Multiverse story arc was before False existed, so it may be in a separate universe he hasn't gotten to yet. But yeah, no worries guys, I enjoy doing the live streams and it's quite fun. I'll be doing more of them, maybe at least one a month going forwards, and with Koifish's help we'll get the green screen completely and utterly sorted, so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, go for dude. The redraw when we did Demons, you know, the one that looked like he had the flame head and was in the forward pose. It's Owen Hart's demon character that does the symbiote hunting. The one whose favourite YouTuber is me, according to it. Yeah, go for dude. I'll be doing one live stream a month at least. Sometimes it may be 2 if it drops over, and it'll be an extra one in the week. But I'm hoping to do one live stream a month going forward, so we can have some fun. But anyway, I'm going to end the stream here. So night guys, stay safe everybody. Catch you later.